program that, as you probably know, is that directly connected to Dominion and now to Newport News Shipbuilding, and of course everybody else. But those two organizations were really instrumental in the fair family program. We really want to make sure, yeah, we want to develop strong programs. We want to have super strong research. So, Virginia would become the center of it all as far as nuclear science and technology, not only nuclear energy, but as we were saying, medical applications or any other applications that are relevant to nuclear science and technology. But again, I do want to make sure that we don't miss the focus that whatever we do needs to be, or in my mind, needs to be very much focused on what our industry, our students, yes, they are going to get either a bachelor's degree or a PhD. But at the end, are you guys going to be able to use those graduates for something that is going to be good for the Commonwealth? So that's something that I want to have as a goal.
Yes, got that right. That acronym right. Are there issues from your members that might be important for us to consider beyond the Virginia workforce issue? Is there anything that comes to your mind?
Well, there are several things, yeah, and Maureen, thank you. I was going to actually, if I could, bring up something that I can get your question in a second based on this. Following on to what everybody else has said, if you look at who we are and what we're doing in this state, you are unique. I heard the question, the comment about inventorying the assets justifying your position of leadership. There is no other state that has the unique capabilities and competencies that exist within the state of Virginia. When you think about the fact that you have in this country, in this particular state, in Commonwealth, you not only have companies like Generation Empower, Arriva, Mitsubishi Nuclear Energy Systems, Spectrum, I may say Excel, and then obviously you have an excellent utility in Dominion that operates the 4 nuclear power plants and the ones that they're considering building, also at Northampton. And then you have the Newport News Shipbuilding, which is unique, if you will, in the country in its capability to do what it does related to both nuclear power, surface ships, and submarines. And then you have the educational units. When we take a look at looking out beyond VCU, Virginia Tech, University of Virginia, George Mason, Christopher Newport, you have a unique slate of entities, possibilities to really create a special situation in the state where you really can enhance and leverage on all aspects of nuclear science technology. Carrying on what you talked about, the aspects related to mining, manufacturing, agriculture, medicine, and obviously energy, given that that's the domain of the consortium. And then with that, with the unique capability of the state, I look at this and say, okay, how can you take that and leverage that in engaging in all the other initiatives and actions that are going to support our activities? Because there's so much happening in the United States, and especially within the American Nuclear Society, which led us back to your point, where we're looking at things like professional development, enhancing the number of jobs, improving for education, looking for new ways of considering new research reactor programs or educational reactor programs at universities that either don't have one now, never had one, or one that has one and shut it down. Integration of the organizations, finding some way to integrate all the things we do to collaborate for the benefit of the entire Commonwealth so that we can move forward with that. And then really focus on improving the performance of the Commonwealth and all of its activities related to that. So if we put together the industry, the government, the academics, the labs, all the other activities, and I didn't mean to leave Jefferson Labs out, so forgive me in that activity. I think there's a whole lot to do there. Took me a second to come back to that. But for the American Nuclear Society, because we are doing a lot of the same kinds of things on a more national basis and to a certain extent even international basis, there's a tremendous amount of effort, work we're already doing to do a lot of the things you're doing where we're enhancing, improving our society even as we speak. And those focuses are coming down to the same kinds of things you bring up: job creation, value of activity, integration of everyone. And if I could come back to what Matt said, we've changed the definition of the membership of the American Nuclear Society just last month, but we're no longer being so restrictive in the sense that you have to have a degree in nuclear engineering or some science or some other field. We are wanting to be engaging everyone, whether it's a technician, a welder, anyone that works on any peripheral aspect of nuclear science technology should be a member of the American Nuclear Society, which, if I may be so bold, includes every one of you on this consortium. So I'll be signing you up on the way out. And you will become conspicuous by your absence. But nonetheless, seriously speaking, I believe that I can bring a list of some of those kinds of things because we're changing our strategic plan, we're changing our goals and our activities, and we're even providing measurable metrics that enable us to see how are we doing with these activities. When we establish these goals through a strategic plan and its implementation, how can we tell indeed we're being successful in certain areas where that is possible to measure? So it's my hope as you gather all this information that we can help. Since we're in the middle of doing that now, I'm glad to help you with any of that aspect to start creating that strategic plan specifically oriented towards the Commonwealth, but acknowledging and recognizing all the things that's going on. My office is, in addition to being Virginia, are also just outside of Washington, D.C. So this morning I met with several senators and congressmen about our issues related to waste, and high-level waste and things of that nature, which have a role whether we like it or not, both here in Virginia and all the states. And there are a few congressmen and a few lawmakers that are indeed working. And they, and there are even a few that are still being paid. So, in all of that, what we talked about was the importance of those kinds of activities. So I believe if we can bring all that to bear, we can truly make this the United States leading activity for all nuclear. So I'm really excited about it.
And I'll just point out today,